We have some more awesome drone video that was shot by Spa Guy, and I've showed you his videos before. I'll put a link to it down in the video description for you below so you can see the full video. But I just want to show you some of the excerpts here that might shed some light on where the Trump shooter might have gotten up to the roof. So this is the likely path that the Trump shooter entered into the American Glass Research Complex on his bike. So Spa Guy took his drone right up this path here, and we're going to see as we come around the bend up there into the main part of this front parking lot, that's the tree you see on the left there where he put the arrow. That's where the bicycle had been parked, and that's where the police took the picture of it when they came outside the building there. And if you notice, if you look in the background there, right by the two double doors, the red doors, there's another picnic table. And this actually might be the picnic table that they were talking about where they spotted the shooter. Because if you remember in last night's video, I showed you a couple of possible locations around the backside of the complex where I thought that could be it, but we didn't know that there was this picnic table here. We'll talk about that more in a bit when we show you the Butler County's after shooting report from the police. Okay, so the fairgrounds is over here on the right. When you enter off the main road right here, you come in here, and I think you can only get as far as the parking lot. And this is, remember, this is from last November 2023, but this is the tree right here where his bike was parked. And I'm assuming then that he probably went over here and he was looking for this shed to climb up there, because you could probably go from the air conditioner to the shed to the roof. And there's the picnic table again, as you see. I'll replay this last little bit here from the Google Street Maps view. And then he's going to take the drone and start zooming in over here towards the air conditioning unit. And there's the table. So the table is still sitting there. And as we approach, and he's getting closer with the drone here, this to me looks like the easiest, most likely spot to climb up to the roof. Because all you have to do is step up here onto this air conditioning unit. Put your foot up on the shed there, just hoist yourself up a little bit, and once you're on top of this shed, you could easily make the roof from there. Look, it's not that hard at all. Anybody with any kind of physical ability can easily make this happen. So let's come back down now here towards the street level. Let's just take a look at this overall scene and ask ourselves, does it look like we can easily get to the roof from here? And I think the answer is yes, very easily. Even a 70-year-old man, I wish the representative that was there last week would come and show us this, because I bet even he could do it. So now here you get on the roof and you start walking along, or you can crawl, your choice. And he's crawling now towards the back parking lot where I originally thought the tables would have been. And now he comes right over here. This is the little walkway that comes over, and he's going to be in the fourth lane over from the center. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's right there is where his head was. So he was probably 3 feet or so from the ridge when he was taken down. And his gun was about 3 or 4 cells over. And so this is the scene of where he got up. I think this makes the most sense because it was very little effort to get over there. Right here, where his head probably would have been right here, about 3 or 4 feet from the ridge of the roof here. And remember, the ridge is elevated by probably at least 6 inches. So that provides you a little bit more buffer for being hidden from these guys over here, the snipers. And of course, the stage where Trump was would be right here. So now he's going to pan the drone around and look at the 2-story building over here, the famous building.
I would expect
the 2-story building. And again, let me just remind you, the shooter is way back over here to the right. So for these guys stationed in these rooms here to have seen him, they would have to really be at a very obtuse angle, with their heads sticking out the window to look all the way down here and see them. But as I maintain, there was nobody up here at the time, because even the reports from the local officer said that one of the police snipers had left the room here to go downstairs and look for him. And so now if you wanted to get a view to see what it would look like if you had cops up on the roof there, see, this is where he might have been. And you're sort of approximating the view of a cop standing there and taking a look. And now let's have him sit down if he was sitting on a lounge chair. And you can see all of the other roofs in the complex, see, all the way over here around you off to the view. And then as we turn around and pan, you have an incredible view now, a panoramic view of the entire site as opposed to the tall rectangular videos. And there's the roof where the shooter was. And the shooter was, of course, down at the other end right over here on the roof. That's where he had crawled up and shot over that little ridge there. And there's the tree, the famous tree that was blocking the view of the Secret Service Hercules 2 team. And one guy on this roof could have prevented everything. And I'll tell you something else. Even though putting a guy here, you could have seen like all of these other roofs just fine. If you had put a guy right here, just one person, we showed you the view the other night when Spa Guy uploaded his other view from the water tower when he sent his drone up there. And looking back, you could see the tops of just about every single one of the roofs.
This building.
And then this is the view that they would have had from the grounds right outside the building there of the actual rally site. There's your barns over there, and that's where Trump would be speaking over there in the middle of the screen right there, just beyond that green flag. So this wall that you're going to see appearing on the left side right there, there's the edge of it. I wish he had shown more of this wall and the relationship to the window upstairs, but this is the wall where the very first cop spotted him sitting there on that wall at about 5:15 p.m., about an hour before the shooting. And then there's door 12 right there, as you can see in the witness video inset. This is where everybody was standing and saw him. So you see, we're standing on like a grassy knoll. Hey, just like JFK. See the coincidence? But anyway, from this grassy knoll, we could actually see him crawling up on the roof. We're actually above the roof there. So now we're coming down this grassy knoll here back to Earth's level. Now, that window up there on the left is where Representative Eli shot his video. And I wish the drone had shown right here where I was pointing, because that's where there was some horizontal rungs built onto the side of the building that I think he could have crawled up. But anyway, there's looking down the building, and all of those windows had been open, and people question, why would they be open? Well, of course, if you have to take a sniper shot, you don't want to have to shoot through the glass. So here's the view along the top of the roof of the building. And they come back around now, and we're looking at right where he crossed on to this part of the roof, and we're going to try to get his viewpoint. And so the drone turns around here in the exact spot where the shooter was. And so you can see how the tree is blocking that Hercules 2 team. And this is not entirely an accurate view, though, and I'll tell you why. Because it's up too high. I want to see the view from back here near the end, and I want to see, so see here where he comes up, he shimmied up this section. I want to see, what does it look like from here? What's the view from here? What's the view from here? What is the view from here? All the way up to the peak. At what point here can the shooter look and see up there without being seen by the Secret Service snipers? So now the camera is going to pan back up, looking up the roof. If he had stood up, this is what it would look like. See, this camera is up too high. It's got the same sort of view, but if the elevation is up too high, this is where his head ended up right here. And his gun was over here. And then once again, now we have the water tower view. So the drone is now up to where the water tower was. And you have a great bird's eye view of just everything off into the distance in here. And every single important roof surface on this entire AGR complex, including all of these buildings across the street and over here and probably very great distances. This was the perfect spot. And had they just put one or even two people up here on this tower, we wouldn't even be having this conversation today. And then certainly looking at the after action report from the Beaver County SWAT. So this is their official report where they have some timeline information. But notice how they're showing here and confirming that this is where the suspect was first spotted, right here at the corner of the building. Remember, the sniper was here eventually. This is where he took the shots from. And you had two different snipers from the police here in these windows in the building. So this confirms where they would have and should have been. So apparently the police parked here and used this little entrance to go in. It wasn't back here like I was thinking yesterday, and then the picnic tables that were over here. This is where he was first spotted, on that wall. And then he was seen at this picnic table here, according to their report. And he was last seen going in this direction. And then this is where the air conditioner with that little shed is that I think he hopped up right here, walked right along here, came around here and crossed over this little point and ended up here, because there was simply no other reasonably viable solution that you could use there without drawing too much attention to yourself. Let's see, yeah, the cops with the pallet and the shed, I believe that was right here. That's where they got up from. All right, so I'll put a link to Spa Guy's channel down below. Make sure you go see this video. I'll have the link for it below for you. And he's also got several other drone videos that he has shot from the site there of the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. He has, in my opinion, the best drone videos of anybody. He knew exactly where to go to take these shots from the angles that everybody wants to see. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out these other two videos that I've uploaded over the last couple of days here. These are the fresh new videos for you to check out. If you haven't been here on this channel, you want to binge watch those. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.